me fine? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Sana, and first of all, thank you everyone for joining. It feels good to see a lot of people wanting to learn Tableau. And today, in today's session, we are going to do a lighter version. We are not going to dive into deeper concepts of Tableau, so it will be mostly covering the fundamental or basics of Tableau. So anyone who is going to kickstart their journey in Tableau, or as a want to shift their field from to data analytics, the session is for you. So then before I go ahead and jump into the session, let me just introduce myself. So my name is Sana, and I am working as a senior data analyst in Capgemini. It's almost been 2 years working in Capgemini, but overall I carry around 8 years of experience in analytics space. And with Tableau, it's almost around 5 to 6 years on and off. And recently, I have got certified in Tableau as a Tableau desktop specialist. So yeah, that I would say would be my recent kind of achievement. So that's a bit about me. Now let's go ahead and begin our session. So now today, what we are going to cover is we will see the basics, which we will see how to create charts or graphs in Tableau, which we will utilize through Show Me feature. That's a feature in Tableau which helps you to create graphs. Then post that, we will see how to customize your graph. Then after that, we will see how to organize data using hierarchy and sorting. And lastly, we will discuss a little bit about filters. And in between, in any of these topics, if you have any questions, you can feel free to drop it into the chats, or you can also directly ask me during the session. Don't need to hesitate on that. All right. So we'll start with the Show Me feature in Tableau, which is kind of a, again, if I have to describe Show Me in 2 words, I would say it's a chart wizard. It's a tab in Tableau which gives you flexibility to create charts very quickly and very easily. For example, if you have certain fields which you want to visualize, all you have to do is to select those fields and do some clicking, and then bam, you have the visualization or graphs created. And it has collection of pre-built 24 charts. If you see, there are 24 charts in it, which you can create in Tableau very quickly and very easily. Now I will proceed to the Tableau software to show it how it's done in Show Me. Let me just remove this video. Second. Yeah. Let's take it down. All right. So now you can see my Tableau workspace page. So what I've done is I am using Tableau Public. It's a free software that Tableau provides. So first one is the Tableau Desktop, which is a licensed software, and you get like 14 days a trial period in that. And post the 14 days get over, then you don't get. You have to pay for it. So there is another tool which is Tableau Public, which has almost similar features as Tableau Desktop, except that you will be having limitation when it comes to connecting to different data sources. And then you cannot save the Tableau report in your local. You have to publish it into Tableau Public website. So those are the only 2 differences, and rest all functionalities remains the same when it comes to Tableau Public and Tableau Desktop. So I would suggest you to go ahead and download the Tableau Public software. I will just show you how you can do it. So this is the site. This is the site for Tableau Public. First of all, it's a great hub for the visualization. If you want to get idea on how to create visualization, or even like there will be different Tableau Public authors who will be creating visualization and sharing it in Tableau Public profile. or community, and then you can just download it or see how it has been done just to get the idea. And you have also different resources here, like how to dive it into different Tableau topics like get started, connect to data. So all these are given in small videos. So it's a hub of resources of Tableau, this Tableau public website. And if you have to download it, you can just go here and download Tableau public desktop public edition. And then once you go here, you can click on it, and then it will first ask you to sign up. It's just like it will ask you the details like name and email and other information, and then you get the option to download it. So this is how you can download the Tableau public, and then you can use it. So this will how it will look like. Now here in this workspace page, what I've done is I have connected to the sample superstore data. And in the last session, I hope you all got to know like how to connect to data sources, or how to navigate through different concepts or terminologies in Tableau. I will show you, even if you don't know how to connect to a data source, what you have to do is just to go to the home page. This is icon represent the home page. And here in Tableau Public, what you will see is at the right hand side, you will see a sample data set. You have to click on it, and it will take you to these free sample data set that is available in Tableau. So Superstore sales. So these are all free data set that you can download, and you can explore these data set and visualize in Tableau. So I have used Superstore sales. You can just go ahead and download this. Once you click on it, I'm not going to do it. Once you go ahead and click on it, it will download as an Excel file. And then post that, you have to use this option, Microsoft Excel, and it will take you to this to the path where that file has been stored. You click on it, and this is the data view page of Tableau. So all the data source which you connect, it will show you over here, over this page. Right now, this sample superstore data that I've connected, it contains 3 sheets. It's an Excel file which contains 3 sheets. For today's session, we are just going to use orders table. Once you drag this sheet into here, it will appear, it will show you the preview of data. So here it shows how the data looks like. So in the rows and columns. So here there are 100 rows, and then there are different columns here. And this section gives the metadata, so information about the columns. So this section is covering that. So once you land over here, all you have to do is to click over here, click onto the sheet button, and then you have the workspace area loaded. And since I have already connected before, so it will add a new resource. It will add a duplicate resource. I'll just close it, and it just go ahead and close this one, remove this one. And there how you can navigate to this workspace page. And this is the page where all the chart creation or everything will be done in Tableau. This is the main space of for graph creation. So now we will talk about show me, right? But before even going to show me, you can see when you load the data into this workspace page, the columns that we have in that order sheet is divided into 2 parts. If you see this gray line divides the field or divides the columns into 2 parts. The fields which are below this line represent the measures, and the line which is above these fields represent the dimension. So what are dimension and measures? If I have to give you a quick definition of dimension and measures, which is like fundamental concept of database, or fundamental concept of SQL, or any field that you go, this is the first thing that you have to understand, dimension and measures. So dimensions are basically the qualitative or categorical information. So these are descriptive in nature. For example, categories, for example, state, city. So all those descriptive fields represent my dimension. Whereas measures are quantitative fields, which are numerical in nature. For example, sales, profit, quantity, discount. So all those fields where I can apply aggregation, where I can apply sum, where I can apply average, or different mathematical functions in it. So this is what dimension and measure is. Or you can say dimension is what you are looking at, and measure is how much or how many of it that you are looking. So it's always measures always goes for aggregation. So how much of sales that we are having, how much of profit that we are having, how many quantities that has been sold. So it's always quantified, I would say, measures. So this is a brief about dimension and measures. Now coming to show me, if you see, this is the wizard, this is the chart wizard, and if you see, there are collection of pre-built charts which is already present here, and it's currently disabled, it's grayed out. So if you want to make use of it, what you have to do is to first you have to decide what fields that you are you going to visualize. So all you have to do is to play around with the different fields. So you can select, let's say I want to visualize subcategory, and then I want to visualize sales. So to make use of it, first of all, you have to select one field and then press the control button, and then you get the option to select multiple fields. So when you select, let's say subcategory and sales, at the right hand side, you will see there are different chart that has got highlighted. So what Tableau is suggesting here is for these two fields, these are the possible visualizations. And the one which is outlined is the best, is the recommended one. So Tableau thinks that this is the best way to represent this field. Now what we are going to do is to just click on it. When you click on it, and then bam, there is a magic that has happened. You have this bar chart created without any maths or science involved here. And similarly, like there, if you see, the bar chart is in a random order. If I have to sort it out, I can't make out directly from the view, like which one is highest, which one is lowest. So let's sort it out. In order to sort, you have to click here, these two options. When you click on this option, this icon, it will sort from descending to ascending. So now that gives me a better view. Like now I can see that phones is having the highest sales, and chair is having the second highest sales, and the least one is fasteners. Now if let's say I don't want to represent these fields in bar chart, I want to represent it in a different one. So you just have to go at the down and select the other visualization. This is called as a tree map chart, and what it shows data in the form of nested rectangles, and bigger the size of rectangles, higher will be the value of sales here. So here in this case, you can see phones is having the highest sales, and same is for the color. So color is also proportional to the sales. So darker is the shade of the color, higher is the sales. And you can see this is the labels. If you see, is the fasteners is the lowest one. So you can play around, and if I have to go ahead and select a different chart for the same set of fields, then you get a different chart. It's a text table, but color coded. So it's just the measure has been coded by color from darker to lighter. So that's how you do, that's how you work it out with show me. Now I will show you another example. Let's select some other field. Let's say I want to visualize a date field, order date, and let's say in this case, let's take profit. And when I click these two fields, you say these all charts are highlighted, and the suggested one by Tableau is this one. We click over here, and bam, you have this line chart or trend chart created. So what it shows is, it shows me the change of sales over time. So how over the years the sales has changed. So it has, if you can see, it has increased from 2014 to 2017. And if I want to go ahead and take some other chart, like if I want to take, let's say, area chart. So area chart is just a customized version of line chart, except that the area below the line is colored. And if I want to select something else, like if I go ahead with this bubble chart. So bubble chart is another form of visualization where you represent data in the form of bubbles, and size of the bubbles is proportion to the measure. Now in this case, we have profit, and we can see 2017 is having the highest profit. So you can play around with show me panel and create several different visualization by selecting multiple fields or different fields, and just see like what kind of visualization exists in Tableau and what's the purpose of creating those visualization. For example, when you are creating, let's say, a bar chart, it is best suited for those data where you make a comparison between different categories. So here, let's see, like we can easily spot that phone sales is greater than chair sales, or so its bar chart is mostly intended to that it suits data where you have make comparison across different categories. And similarly, if I go for line chart is mostly suitable for showing trend across a period of time. So over the years, over the month, how my sales or how my profit looks like. So you can, again, go ahead and play around with this show me Viz feature. And if I have to give you one more example, let's do some other chart. Let's go ahead with, let's take state here. And let's take sales. Now, if I go ahead and click on map, so map is the intended chart that it has best given that the show me Viz tab. Now you can see like this map visualization is easily been created by only selecting the fields. So this map visualization shows me the sales for each of the state. Now each of these circle represent a state, and the size is as per the sales. So bigger the size of the circle, higher is the sales. So we can easily make out that California is having the highest sales here, and then rest of it are having the lowest sales. And then if you select a different one, then it is another version of map. It's called as a filled map. Here the measure is represented by area field, so by area or by the color. So the color of the region of the state is filled by the color, and color is proportion to the sales, so from darker to the lighter shade. So this is another chart, we call it as fill chart, and this is we called it as a symbol map graph. So yeah, I would suggest you as an exercise, you can play around with show me tab and select different fields and then see the visualization that you are going to create. Just name it as map. So you can give a title to the visualization that you have created. All you have to do is just click on the different sheet, right click, rename, and then you can just rename it as line. And this one is a bar. All right, this was about show me tab or show me feature in Tableau. If you have any question right now, you can ask me directly or feel free to put it in the chat. I'll move ahead then if there are no questions. Okay. Now we will talk about the marks card. So marks card is also a fundamental element for visual analysis. It gives us the flexibility to customize the graph. So if you want to add more detail in the graph, you have marks card lets you do that. We'll see it in Tableau, the demo of it, and let's go ahead and see how the marks card or mark panel works. So here, this is the marks card that we were talking about in the slide. So there is one way of creating a visualization is through show me tab. Another way is to just drag and drop the fields and you will have the charts created. So you can drag your different fields in columns and rows, and then automatically the Tableau will represent the data in a visualization in a graph. So let's say if I place subcategory in columns, what it does, it places the data side by side. So if you see, these data values in the subcategories are placed at the side by side, and you can also get it from the icons here. So you can see this lines are going side by side, and similar with the data values. If you place it in the rows, what it does, it places the data values in the subcategories vertically on top of each other. So you can make it off from the icon placed here. So let's see, like, let's place the columns. Let's place the subcategory on columns and sales. Let's see. Let's place the sales in the row. And let's sort it out from descending to ascending. We can change the orientation too. Instead of having a bar chart, horizontal bar chart, this changes the orientation. So we can have a vertical bar chart. So this looks better for visualization. See. Now coming to the marks card. So what it does, let's say in the bar, I don't want the bar here. So through this drop down, I can change it to different visualization element. Instead of bar, I can show it as a circle. So here, each data point, which means each subcategory sales, is represented through a circle. If I want to go ahead and change it to square, then I'll get the square data point. If I want to change it to, let's say, line, then it gives the flexibility to change it to line. So you can change the visualization element here through the drop down option of marks too. And let's keep it as bar graph. Now, if you want to customize your bar graph and change the color, I don't want the blue color, I want something else. Like, let's say I want to make it as orange. Then you can do it. You can change the color as per your choice. And if you want to change the size of the graph, bar, I mean, then you can also do it. So you can just click on size, and based on the visualization, how you want it to look like, you can just increase, enhance, or decrease the size of the bar. Then if you want to show the labels, then you click on the labels and click on show mark labels. So when it comes to color, you can either do it directly. You can change the color of the bar, or you can place a field and then it will break it down based on the field and will take the color based on the field values. So I'll show you how it works when you add a field into the color. So let me take a region, let's say, and drag it into color. So what it does now, it's just increase the size of it so that we can have a better look. So this is standard. If I want to have a better look, I'll just make it as fit height in order to have a nice look of the graph. Fit height means it will just take the whole height or of this space of the worksheet. Fit width will be taking the whole width, and entire view will be taking the whole space of the worksheet. So right now we have done only fit height, which is taking the whole length of this sheet. Now when I added this region into the color, what it has done, so let me just take it off and do it again. What it has done is it has broken down these subcategories into different regions. So you see, like, each of the region is represented through a color. So here the blue color indicates west, the teal blue color, lighter blue color indicates west, this red color indicates south, orange represent east, and central represent the blue color represent the central region. So when you add a field into the color, it breaks down the view. It breaks down here in this case, breaks down the subcategories into different regions. If you add segment, let's say if I add segments, it will show as per the segment now. So you can play around and see like how in each of these marks card works with respect to different color, different size, different label, detail, and tooltip. So if I go ahead and place this in detail, so detail, when you want to add more detail to the graph, then the detail comes into the picture. For example, before adding the detail, it was just showing subcategory per sales. So phones per sales and chairs per sales, storage per sales. So when I added segment, it has broken down as per segment. You can see the blocks. So now it is showing, it has added more detail into the graph. Now it is showing based on each subcategory and based on each segment, what is my sales value. So details does that, and tooltip is just the information that will be displayed once you hover on it. So you can see this hover feature. So you can see segment, subcategory, and sales. If you want to add, let's say, profit in this graph in a hover, then you just have to drag the profit and put it in tooltip. Now, when you see, you will have the profit added. So this is how you can customize your graph. You'll just put it over into the color. So this is how you can customize your graph by making use of the marks card options. Another, let's do a play around with some more, adding a bit of fields into rows and columns and see how it changes. For example, let me just take off segments and let me put category here. Now here what it does is, as you see, like when you put any field in the rows, it will place the data values vertically, and that's what it has done. So now it is showing, this bar graph is showing based on each subcategory and based on each category, what is my sales figure and profit figure. Profit is just in the tooltip, so they don't have to worry about it. The bars represent as per sales. So now from here, all these categories are in everything is in the same color. One of the use case that I've seen working around is like, let's say somebody wants to see different categories in different colors, so that you can make out, let's say, like for furniture, which was the highest performing subcategories. So what we can do here, we can put categories in the color. Now you can see we have different color for each of the category: furniture, office, and technology. And we can easily make out through the view which like, for example, if I have to just see for furniture, chair is the highest performing subcategory, and then similarly office supply, and similarly for technology. So this, you can make use of marks card to customize a bit on the visualization or on the graph. Okay. If you have any question, you can let me know, and then we can go ahead and answer it. Okay. Just a second, I'm trying to remove this. Let's leave it like that. I'm going to give you one more example on how you can customize your graph through marks card. In this case, we'll be not using a bar graph. Let's go ahead and do a different kind of graph. So let me drag sales. And when you drag any continuous measure or continuous field, it will always create an axis and show it, and it won't show as in a distinct values. It will measure always creates an axis. And if I go ahead and place profit here, so now if you see, like, there are two measures that have placed, one at columns and one at rows, and both of them have created axis, and it had, since these are measures, so it always aggregates and gives us the a one value. So there is no detail that I added it yet here. So it just shows sum of sales and sum of profit for the entire data set. Now this chart is not giving much information. So let's do some customization to make it more detailed or make it more informative. Now let me add some dimension. So it's always like whenever you're creating a chart, both dimension and measure are needed in most cases to get value out of that graph, to get meaning out of that graph. So in this, it's just showing sales and profit and its value. So let's add a dimension over here. Let me just add, say, subcategory here on the detail. Now, when you put subcategory on the details, what it does is it's assign a circle or a mark or a data point to each of the sales subcategories, and it is showing different subcategory sales. So you can see from the axis here, these are the subcategories which are having the highest profit at the end of this axis, and this is the, from here at the vertical, it shows me the sales which is having the highest sales. So this now this visualization is having the meaning. It shows me the data distribution across different subcategories. So we can make out that these 2 points are these two subcategories, let's say phones and chairs, are having the highest sales, and this one is these two are having the highest profit. But let's customize this chart a bit. This chart is called a scatter plot, which represent a distribution of data in the graph, and we can easily find out which is having the highest value, which is having the lowest values. For example, you can see here the profit is in loss. This subcategory is not performing well. It is incurring loss. Now let's do a bit of more customization. Let's add color to the category. And if you drag this category field into the color, what it does is like it assigns each subcategory is associated with the category. Now it assigns color to each of the categories, and you can see that which subcategories are my highest, is having having highest profit, which is having the highest sales, and which categories they belong to. So these red are belonging to technology, this blue is belonging to furniture, and so forth. So this is another way, another chart, and we have done a bit of customization in here. And if I want to add, let's say profit sales is there, if I want to add quantity in here in tooltip, we can see like it shows me the quantity as well for each of the furniture and the tables sales, profit, and quantity. So this is how you work around with marks card. Again, Tableau is more about playing around with different features. With marks card also, you play around with different aspect of it: color, size, label, shape, detail, and tooltip. And you can also change the visual element, like if I want to see it in bar, square. So yeah, it's more about play and see how it works. Now we will go ahead and see what's now. Next topic is we are going to cover is the hierarchy and sorting. So hierarchies and sorting are mostly related to organizing data. So that's also one of the crucial steps in Tableau when you work with Tableau. So we'll go ahead with what is hierarchy and what is sorting. Hierarchy, as the name suggests, it's not any different to what we have heard about this word. Hierarchy is just like you have different levels of data from highest level to lowest level, and you just group it together. For example, if you have categories, subcategories, or you have a geographical data from country, state, city, then you can group it together, and it, depending on what user wants, you can drill up and drill down to that level of detail. I'll show it on how to create hierarchy and how the hierarchy works in Tableau. Just check if in the chat, are there any questions? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, hierarchy, as I said, that hierarchy groups the different level of columns or different level of fields into one folder or into one structure. Some of these are already pre-built. For example, if you drag any date field, you have it already in hierarchy. So you see this in plus sign, it means it's a hierarchy. So right now it's at a higher level, which is at a year level. You can drill down. And if you drill down, then you see it at a quarter data. if you drill it down again, you see it at a month level. And post further, you can do it at a day level. So if you see, it's going on a lower level of details, and you can navigate to the higher level details. You can move up to quarter or move up to year. So this is one example of hierarchy which is pre-built in Tableau. Now let's say, like, if I want to create hierarchy by clubbing similar or higher or lower level fields together, how will I do it? And so it's a very simple way in which you can create hierarchy. All you have to do is to select those fields which you want to create hierarchy of. So in this case, I'll just take category and I'll press the control button, and I'll then click on subcategory. So now I have chosen these two fields. And then after that, you have to do is to right click, go to hierarchy, and click on create hierarchy. Once you click on create hierarchy, it gives you a pop-up and you have to give a name of that hierarchy. Let's keep it as category hierarchy as the name. Once you click on it, the hierarchy is created, and the icon to represent the hierarchy is through this branch. You can just see that this is a hierarchy, and it has two fields, category and subcategory. And when you drag these now into column or row shelf, it will show or pop up as in a drill up or drill down way. So yeah, here it's showing me a plus sign. You can drill down to subcategory level. So that's how you can create a hierarchy. And you can also group this geographical data like state, country, city as in into a hierarchy. You can do it in as in an exercise later on. Just like how I have done for category, you can group it together. All right. And if you want to take any element from or remove any element from hierarchy, you can just click on that field and there will be an option to remove from hierarchy, and you click on remove from hierarchy and it will just remove that data field from the hierarchy. So this is how the concept of hierarchy looks like. Now we will go ahead and talk about sorting. Sorting, as you know, that sorting is as usual, it's a way to arrange data in a well-ordered manner. So from descending to ascending or ascending to descending, so that the view of the data looks good and it's easy to spot trend or spot relationship or spot what the graph is showing. So we are going to see how we can do sorting in Tableau. Let's just create a chart. Let's see, let's go with subcategory and let's take sales. Let's change the orientation and then we are going to use the whole space of this sheet. And one way of doing, so this is not sorted, right? It's showing me the data in a random order. Now, one way of doing the sorting is through a toolbar, as I showed it before. You click on this icon, and when you click on it, it shows you it sorts the data from descending to ascending. When you do it, click on this icon, it sorts the data from ascending to descending. So this is one way to do the sorting. Another way is through measures. You see the axis is created for sales, and here you see the icon. So here you see that the sorting is already done through descending. Once you click on it, it will do it through ascending order. And if you click it again, it will revert back to the same order, the random order. So then you have to click it again to get the descending order visual. This is another way. This is through axis level. When you do the sorting through the axis level or through a field level, this is through a toolbar. Then another way is to do sorting is through a field. So now when you click on subcategory, right now it shows me sort and clear sort. So you click on sort here and you have these different options now: data source, alphabet, field, manual, nested. So let's see how it works with respect to each of these categories. Now, for example, when you do it through data source, it sorts based on how the data is sorted or data is arranged at a source level. For example, we have connected to a sample superstore data, and it's an Excel sheet, or it's an Excel data. So I have my Excel data opened. Now, if you see, these are all the columns. I have it over here. And if I see subcategories over here, you can see these are arranged like this. So data source order means that how the data is sorted from the source level. And in this case, it is sorted like this. And what it is doing, it is giving me the option to sort it from descending to ascending. So when you click on either of it, like let's say I have clicked on ascending order, so it will sort that data from A to Z. Now accessories to tables. Then again, if I do it from descending to ascending, it will sort from tables from Z to A. So that's how it does with respect to data source now. And if you do for alphabetical, it will also work the same way as in data source. So if I go ahead and do it ascending, then A to Z and then Z to A. Then field is, if you want to sort, so right now it is based on sales, how it is sorted from ascending to descending, and we can change it to descending to ascending. Now, if I want to sort it out based on a different field, like let's say I want to sort it out based on profit, then you can do that too. Now, this data or this visual has been sorted based on profit field. If I have to show it to you how at the back end it is reflecting on profit, then you can just drag profit on the labels, and you see 55,618. This is the highest profit for the copiers, and this whole thing is sorted based on profit. But this is kind of misleading for the users because the bars is representing sales. So you have to be aware like where you are using this sorting based on a different field. So best way to do it is to just show whatever you are placing in the rows or columns. So in this case, we are sorting based on sales, so keep it like that. But in any other case, if the requirement is to sort it out in a different field, you have the flexibility to do it through this option. Manual is when you want to sort as per your way, like if you want to see tables above, or if you want to see chairs below tables, you can just drag that subcategory and place it in top and play around. Like if you want machines at the top, so you can change the order based on how you want through manually. Lastly, we have nested. Through nested, what nested does is like it will only work based on the hierarchy fields. I'll show you for nested. I'll have to create a different visual. You will have to use a category. You will have to use a hierarchy. So in this case, I'll just place this subcategory into the hierarchy and drag the category hierarchy field to the column, and sales to the columns and category to the rows. Now, if you see, like it has created a bar chart from ascending to descending, right? And if I want to see it in a descending manner, so what you have to do, go to the sorting option and click on field and then do the descending. So we are going to sort it through the field. Now, for the nested, now this category is sorted from descending to ascending. If I drill down, if you will see that the subcategory sales are not sorted from descending to ascending. It's showing me in a random way. For example, this storage should be at the top, right, under the office supplies category. So if you want to drill down, if you want the sorting to happen to the drill down fields as well, then there comes the nested sorting. So what we have to do, instead of using that sort by field, we can just go ahead and use the nested option. And now when you click on this hierarchy, you have this subcategory sales sorted from descending to ascending. So there how the nested sorting comes into the picture. So it works when you have a hierarchy, when you have nested fields together. So this was about sorting, and now it's already 6:50, but we have to cover one more topic. Is Sophie there in the call?
Yes.
Can we go ahead and cover the filter topic as well, or should we wrap it up? Okay.
I have a reply the filters, but it's I dropped off. It's a second. I don't know if the tester tests, and I think he asked it. I don't know if he received. I can ask again.
Okay. So I'll quickly cover this concept, like the filter topic in Tableau. So filter is, if you have to briefly describe, filters allows you to regulate the data that you have in the graph. So how, like, if you want to include what data into the view or exclude what data into the view, then we have the filter in. Then comes the filter into the picture. So let's say, like, let me just take any pre-built graph that we have created. So let's say this is one of the graph that we have created, and I don't want to show all the subcategories. So if I want to filter only some of the subcategories, then what you have to do, you have to drag this subcategory to the filter shelf, and now it will show all these list of subcategories. So if, for example, I don't want to show appliances, arts, then you just click on it and then click on apply. It will remove these subcategories from the graph. Let's just keep everything together. Now, for custom value list, what it does, if you know the list of subcategories that you want and you know the names of it, then you can just put those into this custom value list, exact names, and then it will filter filter those values from the graph. For example, if I want phones, if I want chairs, so you have to give the exact names that you want to filter out or filter you want to include in the graph. So that is what custom value list indicates. And when you click apply, it will just show me phones and chairs. So this is how the custom value list works. Use all is like it will use all the values, all the subcategories in the graph. So it will include all the subcategories in the graph. That's what use all will do. Now wildcard is, now here you will see 4 options. This also gives you flexibility to filter based on different criteria. For example, when you know that when you want to filter only those subcategories which contains A or like any letters in it, then you can do it. You just click on A and you just put A alphabet in it, and it is filtering only those subcategories which has A in it. Then again, it's the same for the, depending on the letters, depending on the characters, it will filter out. So if I know that this only I want to filter those subcategories which starts with P, then you can just select P or put P and then ends with, and yeah, this I'm not going to go further ahead with it. Now condition is when you want to add any formula uh, to the filter. So for example, I want to filter only those subcategories where my sales is greater than or less than, let's say my sales is greater than 5,000. So you can add formula or conditions over here, and it will filter based on those conditions. So by field, if I want to add profit or some other field, then you can put in formula over here, and subcategories will be filtered based on that. If you want to write in the formula, like let's say sum of sales, the same formula, but you want to add sum of profit as well, like multiple fields in it, you can do it through the formula section here. So apply, and then it will filter based on these conditions. So this is what condition does. If you want to add any criteria to the filter, then you can do it through this menu. Now top is like, if you want to show only the highest performing subcategory, like top 10 subcategories based on, let's say, sales or based on profit. Like, let me just take sales. I only want to show top 10 subcategories with the highest sales. You can apply this condition over here. You can just click on this field and then click on apply, and that's it will do what it will do. It will just show me top 10 sales, top 10 subcategories based on the highest sales. Similarly, you can do the bottom lowest performing. So those subcategories which has the least sales. So it will show the copiers is having the least sales and so forth and so forth. And then you can again do it by formula instead of sales if you want to do it based on profit. So that's, you can put in different field as well in here if you want to filter the subcategories based on some other conditions. So that's how it looks like with the filter. It was just a basic, I would say, in filter. There are multiple filter. There are a lot of filters categories in Tableau that we will be covering in later modules. This was just an overview. So I think we are already out of time. And that's, I think, is a wrap for today. Just one thing that I wanted to cover is Tableau Public. As I said, please go ahead and sign up for Tableau Public profile and download the Tableau Public. It's a hub of resource for Tableau. And as an exercise for the upcoming session, what you can do is you can explore the sample superstore data and then just play around with data and create basic charts. So you can use the show me feature that I showed in this session, and then you can publish it in Tableau Public. And please don't hesitate to ask for feedback, because that's where you are going to improve your visualization. So that's it about today's session. All right, guys, thank you for joining, and I hope today's session was some learning to you. And next session we'll be having Tore, so please do join for learning the next modules. So thank you, everyone, and yeah, have a nice evening.
Thank you all for joining. As Sana mentioned, thank you, Sana. You can send your comments in LinkedIn or different social media platforms that we have, and we will answer all the questions. And just try to join for the 2nd of